Alright, enough already. What's with all the screaming? Fear. So why do we live in an almost perpetual state of fear in one level or another? It seems we have to be in fear of everything. Now in this video we're not going to generalise about fear, but instead focus on one thing that is usually based and promoted in fear. Something that's been used through the ages, mainly through media, to promote and to push fear into the hearts of everyday folk like you. Spiders. Here I am in Unite Planet's tarantula room. Well, you may be thinking, where's Paul today? Well, he had to decline this video in the tarantula room due to his kitten falling into the laundry basket, so naturally he couldn't be here. But we've been taught to fear these wonderfully interesting creatures, and in many cases we've been lied to about them in order to maintain the fear and sell a movie or a TV scene. Like the time that scaredy cat Mr. Pooh Pants, James Bond, came into contact with a harmless, friendly chili rose tarantula. Really, Mr. Bond? You're supposed to be the image of tough guy coolness, and you became that scared of this little fluff ball of a tarantula, you felt the need to batter it to death? Shame on you. You see, we have to be fearful of everything. Food, words, foreigners, the weather, men with long beards, money, God, life and death itself. A perpetual state of fear. Well, it's easy to control large swathes of people when you get them in fear. And the number one phobia? These guys. Now I know they can look a little creepy to some, and studies show that we have a natural uneasiness with things that have a more angular look about them. But we all understand it's an irrational fear. And if the media are to be believed, then tarantulas and spiders are all deadly and after you and are going to take over the world. Now admittedly, there are some spiders that are dangerous and have very potent venom, but the vast majority are harmless and not after you at all, or going to hunt you down. Now this is true with most animals. Take for example cats. Now here we have Milo. He's our cat and he's very friendly and cuddly. But there are some cats that are like... It's okay, Milo is gone now. So you see, it's no different with spiders. Some are dangerous, but the vast majority are harmless. Some even seemingly appear friendly. One of the first films that Hollywood featured a scary spider was the creatively titled Tarantula. This horror classic featured an uncredited role from a young Clint Eastwood. And here comes the first of many films to feature those killer flesh-eating brachypelmosmithes, or, as they're otherwise known, red-knee tarantulas.
This way.
Ah, it was all just a bad dream. Phew. Now here's a film centred primarily on the fear of spiders, arachnophobia. More of those pesky killer brachypelmas, you just can't stop their flesh-eating, human-attacking ways, can you? So according to most of the movies featuring the species of Brachypelma smithi or homori, they are human flesh-eating killing machines. Now of course this is a lie. Commonly known as the Mexican red knee, these little creatures are very popular amongst pet owners of exotic animals. This is due to their friendly, docile nature and beautiful markings. And this is mine. Say hello to Ruby. So let's meet a few more. Those few I showed you were tarantulas located in the New World. Geographically, that's within the Americas, North, South, Central, the Caribbean, around that area. Species deemed New World are largely docile, slow and friendly and possess a low toxicity in their venom and are unlikely to bite, preferring to flick their barbed abdominal hairs at you if you piss them off. Now I'll show you a couple of tarantulas that are deemed Old World. Now geographically that's Europe, Asia and Africa predominantly. Old World tarantulas though are different from New World tarantulas. They mainly have a much more potent venom as it is primarily their first means of defence. They also tend to be a little bit more moody and a lot more faster, but beautiful nevertheless. can you call a tarantula cute? Well, from my experience keeping them, they do have character and even charm. But can you call a tarantula cute? Many of you, of course, are screaming, no! And many people I know who have braved interacting with my tarantulas have come away with a new positive view about them, though some tarantula aficionados go a little bit too far sometimes.
Cassandra Tange went from arachnophobic to spider crazy, thanks to her tarantula, Pandora.
Pandora is a very special tarantula. She is quite internet famous. She has little photo shoots in hats and maybe skateboarding, going shopping, seasonal photographs like Halloween, and she kind of tries to help other people get over their phobias by her photos being really cute. We put some photos up on Tumblr, we got 30,000 reblogs, and we get lots of followers every day. She does make quite a little impact for herself.
Now that young lady did go some way into showing a more cute side of tarantulas, but I certainly wouldn't recommend dressing them up and bothering them just for the sake of entertainment, but they were sweet. Now you three guys are representatives of all the other tarantulas here, okay? So best behaviour. That means you as well, too. Listen up, I'm looking at you. Now I want you to go back and tell the rest of the guys what I'm about to tell you, okay? You see, the thing is, most of us humans, not me of course, but most humans don't really see you as being, well, all that nice. In fact, they think of you as kind of, well, a little creepy. And a lot even say quite ugly. I know, Ruby, stop being so vain. But that's the real truth. They don't really get to see the real side of you guys, not like I do. I mean, I know you're nice and that. Well, apart from Malati, I know he's an old grumpy git. But generally speaking, I know you're big softies really, eh? So I just thought I'd let you know. I mean, there's so many myths about you guys out there, and your cousins as well. I'll show you. Ah, the notorious black widow spiders. Well, these spiders are actually very shy, and actually very reluctant to bite humans. They even seem to be pretty docile at times. And even on the very rare occasions they do bite, mainly if they are being squashed or pinched, they usually release a dry, non-venomous bite, as their venom is far too precious to be wasted on us humans. So deaths from black widows are actually exceedingly rare. There's been plenty in the news about Brazilian wandering spiders coming out of bananas and attacking people and all sorts of scaremongering stories. But Brazilian wandering spiders are generally non-aggressive. They do, however, have a distinctive defence display, which most spiders do adopt, rearing up on their hind legs, showing their fangs. But again, deaths from Brazilian wandering spider bites are very rare, and antivenom exists. Only 2% of bites, which are mainly in children, are considered severe enough to require the antivenom. So yet again, another spider that's been notoriously known to put fear in humans is actually fairly harmless. And so to the myth that has circulated far and wide, which is that we consume on average 8 spiders a year in our sleep. A spider isn't stupid enough to get eaten by us humans. And as well as no evidence being presented that say this is true, it also seems to be a fact that this myth was dreamed up in the 90s that poked fun at how quick people are to believe fake facts that have been presented online or in magazines. So I guess it proves that point overall. So all in all, we see that spiders have just become a tool of everyday fear. This fake fear sells movies, newspapers and TV shows. And remember, the fear of spiders that we have can mirror how we even view our fellow humans. As just as we may view a spider as looking creepy and scary, we have learned that beyond that, in reality, this isn't the case. Spiders are shy, mostly friendly and harmless creatures. And we tend to view and judge fellow humans that way too. We may see a guy with a skinhead, tattoos and a rough demeanour and judge him on his appearance alone, when in reality he could well be a kind, considerate, loving person. Just as a kind, open-looking person could in fact harbour some really terrible qualities. We believe too quick and we judge too quick. So, in actual fact, spiders are incredible creatures. So I know this video has been a little bit different from the usual Unite Planet videos, so I hope this little video has demonstrated through tarantulas how fear works in the media to present a false depiction of many things that we're led to believe we should be fearful of. Just live your life with love, positivity and kindness to all, including spiders, and all will be well. Bye bye.